It's mid-April and my pear tree leaves have only just opened up, uncurled, and already it looks like they've been struck by a disease. Looks like they have the pear leaf blister mite. I can only imagine that these overwintered on the plants because, as I said, the leaves only just opened up on the tree and it's already covered in them. From my initial scan of the situation, I don't think there's actually much you can do with them for this year. And I'm gonna have to see how I can go about correcting the problem for next year. In addition to the blister mites, we've also had a lot of deer pressure on these pear trees. And they had blossoms on them earlier, but the deer came along and ate the blossoms off. So that's why this cup is right here. It's got a repellent in it. We'll see. Deer actually haven't been back recently, but I'm not sure if that's because of the repellent or they just haven't been back. They've also chomped down the tiger lilies, and I'm thinking they just haven't been back in a while because that cage that is over them right now wasn't there originally, and they had chewed them down to the ground just about. So I put the cage over them to protect them, and since they've grown up through the wire, I'm assuming they haven't been by here lately.
3 weeks later.
To control that rust problem is to have the deer eat all the leaves off the tree. As I said, we've had a lot of deer pressure on these pear trees, and as you can see, other than the upper branches, it's they've stripped the tree bare. We're starting to get new leaves out now, so maybe they'll actually help, but I'm gonna have to try and do something next year to keep the deer from ravaging these pear trees. It's a week or so after that last segment, and as you can see, we're starting to get new leaf production here. I'm not noticing any damage yet on the leaves, but I do see this could be from the last infestation. As we have some new leaves here, they're okay, but I'm noticing leaves up here are getting it, so the mites are probably migrating down to the new leaves as they come out. So what I'll need to do is in the fall to winter to spray this tree with a dormant oil spray. So I'll be using this spray to coat it, because from what I've read is the mites, they burrow under the buds of the leaves and then wait for the spring bloom of the leaves to show up. And so that's why I had noticed as soon as the leaves opened up, this tree was infested with the mites, and you apparently just can't kill them because they're protected by the leaf, and I guess they're actually in the leaf. So if you just spray them now, you don't get them. So in the fall, after a leaf drop, I'll spray the leaves, I'll spray the trees, and then in the spring again, before the leaves bud out, I'll spray it one more time, and we'll see if we can't control it. Now, I thought I had sprayed the trees this year. Maybe not. This is the front of the property, and I will admit that sometimes the fruit trees here get forgotten, but not this year. And I've also found online, I saw a video online, I don't quite recall the channel now that I saw it on, but basically he was growing saplings of new pines, and he was covering them in a mesh bag because he was having deer pressure and chewing them down. So apparently after covering them with these fine mesh bags, he didn't lose a single tree, and he grows, I guess, has like an orchard of them, and didn't lose a single tree. So I'm going to try something like that. Maybe cover the ends of the branches with mesh bags and see if I can't protect the trees from the deer ravaging the deer eating the branches. I guess I can cut those cups off because they did absolutely nothing. As you can see them, when the deer did come by again, they didn't touch the tiger lilies. They did hit my honeyberries. I have these honeyberry plants, and they were in bloom earlier this spring, but the deer came along and bit off the ends of the honeyberry, and so it's don't think I'm gonna get any honeyberries. And they also liked the raspberries that I have growing over here, because they ate them up, and they like the hosta. So the deer come up this block and they just forage all the way up the block and then right on through. A lot of times they'll eat the tops of those hedges over there a lot. So it's probably not a great idea to put these pear trees out front, but I did want to bring food to the front yard and not just have it all in the back, which is why I have elderberry, goji berry, and honeyberry all along here. And I had thought to bring out pear trees as well. We'll have to see how I can maybe go about trying to prevent the deer from damaging everything. Okay, thanks for watching.